Y'all niggas got me hot.
Is we live? Is we live? Is we live? Yes, you are now tuned into the Rare Podcast, and of course, I am your host with the most, NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, and of course, I'm always joined by my lovely co-host, Madame.
Hi guys, it's Ashley. What's up, y'all?
Big up Jason, big up Shona. They couldn't be here today, but today we are joined by a very, 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 very special guest. Without further ado, introduce yourself. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are.
Hi, I'm Jordan. You can find me on TikTok at Jordan Mary Adele, and yeah, I just chat shit about pop culture.
Before we get into the main topic, we do a little segment called Rare Moment of the Week. Rare stands for real art, real expression. So we want to spotlight some creatives that we feel are doing a good job. You know, we feel like their content needs to be out there. So, Madam Ashley, who is your rare moment of the week?
Oh my gosh, why didn't I think about this beforehand? I think, I've been listening to Joyce Rice. She had an album out, well, it was last year, it was the year anniversary the other day, and she put a new song out called Iced Tea with Kate Trinada, my baby father, even though he's gay, but that's not the point. The song bangs, and yeah, I bought tickets to her show the other day, so looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm going.
Oh, all right.
Wait.
Lovely.
Tickets sold out or they're still?
No, they're still there. I bought them the other day.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Be there. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna Joyce Rice.
Yeah, 100%.
That is your rare moment of the week. Jordan, you got a rare moment of the week.
I think mine is Brie Runway. I rate her a bit. I love her. Yeah, I stand. And I think she's just announced her first US shows, like her first US headline shows. So she's
not
doing
even
it.
to be one of those guys, but I grew up with her.
Is it?
Yeah, she lived.
Oh yeah, because she lives in Hackney, doesn't she?
Yeah, she literally lived around. I went to the same school as a younger brother. She literally lived around the corner from me. Yeah, man. Hackney's finest.
Yeah.
Hackney's finest. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up Brie Runway every time. My rare moment of the week is Mr. Roy Johnson, Big Wavy. If you don't know who he is a UK wrestler. He recently put on a show called Everything Patterned, and it was a predominantly black and Asian minority wrestling show. And you know, with most things in the media, black representation is important. And yeah, he put on an amazing show. There was a lot of black talent on the show, specifically black female talent on the show. We saw a lot of black women in wrestling.
Come on.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. We put on a great show, great production. The show was an amazing success. And please, my guy, do another one. And you know, like if anybody's interested in going to a wrestling show, hit me up because like I go to tons. I'm super into wrestling. But yeah, Mr. Roy Johnson, Big Wavy, Essex favorite wrestler, Gary Wayne Lineker's favorite wrestler. Big up Roy. Big up every wrestler who's on Everything Pattern. But yeah, those have been our rare moments of the week. But before we get into the main topic, Jordan, I'm going to ask you a question. In fact, you two, I'm going to ask you two a question.
So you.
Okay.
One Disney actor and the entire discography's got to go. The entire thing has got to go. So everything they've been in when it comes to their Disney era has got to go. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
Boy.
On the spot. We've got Miley Cyrus, Raven Symone,
Oh, hell no.
Ashley Tisdale, and Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Oh wow, that was, damn it! Wow, wow.
She can be gone.
Wow,
Sis, you can be going.
You're just removing Wizards of Waverly Place.
No, because when
it out
Miley Cyrus,
Yeah,
absolutely
come on,
not.
don't be
Raven
silly.
Symone, absolutely not. Ashley, absolutely not.
Those are really, they carried. Like,
Come on,
realistically,
come on,
like,
come on.
I'm sorry to
Because
do
then that
I'm
means
so sorry.
High School Musical has to go, and obviously
Wow.
that can't go. So Selena Gomez, sis.
I really thought I did
You
something
can be
with this
going.
question, and I really
You can
thought.
be going.
Okay. No.
Who are you removing?
Yeah, Selena Gomez. but okay, cool. Remove her. Okay, no, okay. I'm gonna make it harder. One has to remain.
One has to remain.
One has to remain.
It might have to be Raven for me.
One has to remain. So
hard.
everything's gotta go. So
but
Ashley
Miley.
Tisdale, you're removing Zach and Cody. You're removing
Damn.
High School Musical. Like, yeah, like,
That's very evil.
yeah, like
That's very villainous.
This is what we're gonna do. I told you.
No.
I told you. I said I've studied you, Jordan. I know how. I'm a super villain. I know how to get to your heartstrings. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. One's gotta remain. Like who lives in your heart more?
I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
I'm good.
I'm sweating.
Good.
I mean, it might have to be Raven. I can't even lie, because that's a Raven was
So
my
Raven. So
show.
let's look at Raven's contribution.
Because that was like College Road Trip. That's Dr. Doolittle.
I mean, we're talking about all of her Disney.
Oh, Disney stuff.
Just her
Cheetah Girl. Oh yeah.
Cheetah Girls and That's a Raven.
Yeah.
Those two.
For me, those two were they top
cool.
anything else. Even
So-
High School Musical. I'm so sorry.
So cool. So you Cheetah Girls and That's So Raven. Those are Raven's main
absolutely.
contributions. So
For me, yeah.
then we go to Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana.
But I guess it's just
Yeah.
Hannah Montana.
It's just Hannah Montana.
Just Hannah
really.
Montana.
So I guess, yeah, she's got to go.
Yeah,
I'm
she
so
has to
sorry.
go.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it for me, the main two contenders are Ashley Tisdale and Raven.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
those
yeah,
are the
yeah.
So Ashley Tisdale's there for obviously High School Musical and then Sweet.
Nice,
She did
Jackie
Phineas and
Kennedy.
Ferb as well.
She did.
Oh yeah, no, she has
Well.
to stay.
Oh no!
She has a wide catalogue.
Oh no!
That's hard.
Okay, so we've removed Miley from the equation.
Yeah, I'm
Now
so
she-
sorry.
Now
Respectfully,
it's out of
Miley.
between Raven and Ashley.
My namesake.
Raven and Ashley.
That is hard.
I like this. I like chaos. I'm an agent of chaos. I love it. I love it. I want to break hearts. Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
This is
know.
what I'm here for.
My heart is telling me to keep Raven,
Yes.
Yeah.
just because I do think she is the queen of Disney.
She is.
100%.
Period.
But at the same time, Ashley
Ashley
Tisdale,
Tisdale.
like, come on.
Yeah. Her contributions
on.
are mad because
She's done a lot. She really carried that
then
channel.
I'm gonna rephrase it this. Okay, could you live without watching if That's a Raven was never to exist?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool. If Cheetah Girls was never to exist,
Absolutely not.
if Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was not to exist, I think you could live with that.
I
The
could
thing
live
is,
without-
it would be no, but it wouldn't be an absolutely not. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
That's Raven is like that was my show.
High School Musical.
See, that's where it hurts because I love those films. I love those films. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I've got it.
I don't know.
Listen,
Because
because
Cheetah
I-
Girls 2 was my movie.
That's the thing.
That was my
But
movie.
then you've got to think, Cheetah Girls 3. Yeah. So like, do you go with
Yeah.
3 like good?
But that's the thing. For me personally, High School Musical 1 was just not really it.
Really, I
just
really like the first
didn't-
one. The third one isn't for
No.
me.
Confession, I never watched the third one.
The third one isn't great.
I never watched the
alright.
third one. I watched the first
wasn't
two.
great.
The third-
I mean, the first one was good. I don't know. Maybe watching it back now as an adult, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
just set. I feel like when
It
you
was-
know
yeah.
what's in High School Musical 2, it's like
Then you're like, where are we going?
No.
High School Musical 2
Yeah,
is
I
the
think
movie.
High School Musical 1 set the foundation.
Yeah.
Like it
And then
laid the
they
table,
went
and then number 2 they just
They went up.
like everything was just up that from the songs. Like
Yeah.
I thought there's way more memorable songs in 2 than 1.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
2 was the best one of all of
100%,
them.
100%.
2 was that movie.
That's Disney royalty. That's like top
Absolutely.
tier.
Yeah, that's top 5
And
movies.
then with Ashley Tisdale, you got to get rid of Phineas and Ferb too.
That's a lot.
But what I will say with Ashley Tisdale, even though her songs were on, well, am I counting her music as Disney? I don't know how the contracts work back then. No, okay, we'll exclude the music for now, but the music wasn't bad. The music was
She
very
made good music. She made really good music. I think she was one of the better ones, to be
Yeah.
honest.
One of the better ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Who were some of the bad ones? Because I remember a lot of them had pretty decent stuff. Like,
I mean, Selena Gomez, bless her little heart. She
Ah.
just.
I don't know. I think when she was doing Selena Gomez in the scene and she had
Okay.
Yes.
She had
that was
She had
given.
a couple bangers.
That was given. I think that was the best era.
Bridget
of Selena.
Medler had
She had one song. The Ready or Not song.
Yeah, I feel like with Disney, the thing is they forced everyone to sing, whether
Yeah.
you can sing or not.
100%. Like even Vanessa Hudgens. That girl, I mean, she could sing, bless her heart, but she just wasn't giving me vocal.
It broke my heart when I found out a lot of the High School Musical cast were not singing.
Yeah.
A lot of them were not singing.
Who wasn't singing? I thought it was just Zach.
Zach wasn't. Oh yeah, no.
He could sing though.
He could sing because it wasn't him in the first one, but then the other two
No.
are him.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one's not him.
Mm.
To be fair, I don't know. I feel like most of them are singing. I don't know.
I don't know. I could have
know.
read something, but I could have assumed that a lot of them weren't singing.
Yeah.
I feel like they could. I feel like they made the girls sing and the boys kind of just
Coasted.
Sat to the side.
Coasted.
Because like what's his name?
Corbin Blue?
No. Well, he sang a little bit.
Yeah.
He had a couple bangers. Push it to the limit. That was a good tune.
Listen.
But what's his name? The brother. Ashley Tisdale's brother.
Ryan.
Yeah.
He had some
He
pipes.
was actually, I would argue, the best singer in that group.
He had some pipes.
He was the best singer.
Yeah.
100%.
And the best dancer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really
yeah.
good. He was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, ladies, we've avoided the question. Like I've let you marinate for a little bit, ladies. Like we need to come to a decision.
I'm upset.
Like, yeah, I mean, you
Mm.
can close your eyes while you make the decision. But one of
Listen.
them's got to go. They're not around anymore.
Because I say Black Lives Matter,
Thank you.
I'm gonna have
We're
to
gonna
go
have to
with
stick with
Raven.
Raven. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm
There
so
was
sorry.
I mean, I knew that was gonna be the answer, but I just wanted you to
It had to be.
To-
I just
to-
had to.
to
I
We have
had
to
to
give it up to our black sis.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way
you know what I mean?
to the answer.
You know what I
But
mean?
yeah, like
Damn.
now that I've made you suffer.
Ashley Tisdale, you were like right.
Yeah,
right
I'm so
there,
sorry.
sis. You were right there.
I'm so sorry.
But
Miley, I'm
amazing,
sorry.
like amazing. I'm absolutely like, she's contributed so much. Like it was weird, like even in Sweet Life on Deck. Like as much as I like Sweet Life on Deck, it was weird not having her there.
I don't think I watched it because she wasn't in it. I think
Sweet
I
Life
watched the
on
first
Deck. I feel like
season.
Sweet Life on Deck got a bad rap. I feel like
The first 2 seasons I think were okay, but when they was that girl in it from the who's that? What's her
Bailey.
girl's name? Yeah,
she was in it from the beginning.
start?
Yeah,
No,
from the
what's
beginning.
her real name? I don't remember her real name. I feel like I can see her face.
She's from that meme.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna find it out.
I just don't know her name.
Oh,
They made them Disney girls work though. Jeez.
yeah. What's
Mm-hmm.
her name? That's gonna bug me.
Oh my gosh.
Her name is.
I don't even know.
What the hell?
I couldn't even tell you.
The hell? I literally wrote Bailey Pickett actress and it came out as Bailey Pickett. So her name's not Bailey Pickett.
Her name's not Bailey. I don't think so.
Her name on the show was Bailey on
Yeah.
Deck.
On
yeah.
Deck, yeah.
What was her name?
Debbie Ryan.
That's
Debbie
it.
Ryan.
Debbie Ryan.
Oh my gosh.
Debbie
Yeah.
Ryan.
Good
She's
sis.
only 28. Wow. Sometimes
really?
I forget how.
I thought she'd be
young-
like 30.
Yeah.
What's she done since? I feel like she's.
I mean, she had the movie 16 Wishes. That was a time ago.
She was in. She did some. I know and what was the movie? What was the series that she did afterwards?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I don't-
Jessie.
Oh yeah.
Yes, she did
That was when I
Jessie
stopped watching.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the little black girl in it?
Yes.
The one that's cute now.
So
Oh, yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like when I
Yeah,
tuned
yeah.
out of Disney was like the Jessie, Austin and Ali, and an Ant Farm era.
Ant Farm.
That's
yeah.
when I
Ant Farm was like the last Disney
That's
show
when
that
I was
watched.
like, yeah, I'm
Watch that.
firmly so long.
I'm
Sayonara.
so sorry, but
Sayonara, because
Yeah.
that's when I was like, I'm out, and then from the, I did catch a little bit of Shake It Up.
Oh yeah, my good
yeah,
sister
yeah,
Zendaya.
I did catch a little bit of
Yeah,
Shake
yeah,
It
yeah.
Up.
And I always had a crush on the brother. I thought he was so cute. He was back in the day.
He was, yeah, the bro,
was
but
his
he was
name?
in everything though.
He was. Though.
He was in Camp
He was
Rock.
in Camp Rock.
who was the brother?
What's
I
his
can't,
name?
yeah,
I don't know his
I'm
name.
gonna find it. Shit.
But he was cute. His little light skin self.
I was gonna say, so like, what the one from Camp Rock? Who's the the Hasta La Vista one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he was cute.
Yeah,
He was
Rashawn
cute.
Fergus.
He was cute.
This guy.
Oh,
Him.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
He gives me Asian. He gives me Blasian vibes.
Yeah, he did.
He
I
gives
see
me
it.
Blasian.
It's
But yeah,
crazy.
he was
It's
cute.
crazy, but yeah, like me and Jordan were having a conversation just earlier before the pod was shooting, just about like how that era of Disney, well from a child, but especially that era, like I would say from Sweet Life, That's So Raven up until like Wizards and Sweet Life on Deck ended, like that whole period like defined an entire like generation of people.
Absolutely.
Oh
Like,
my God,
like
yeah.
that people will never
Absolutely.
know like what like I'm envious of like my cousins, but at the same time I'm not, because they will never understand what it's like to come home from school.
And watch these
Put
shows.
Disney Channel, even the Disney Channel adverts, when they were advertising other,
God.
Oh man.
like they will never know what that's like, and it's
And
like,
like waiting
what?
on Friday for the original movies. Oh my gosh.
Cool. Off the top of your head, like your favorite like original movie. Okay, might not even be your favorite, but just one that just comes to mind.
Just go on.
No, you go. I feel like you have an answer.
I feel like for me personally, obviously, Cheetah Girls 2 was like that was my movie. That was my, like when I tell you, I watched that movie over and over. Every time it will come on again, I'll be like, I'm watching it. And also, what's the one? Minutemen. I liked
I
Minutemen.
can't remember that really.
I did like Minutemen. That was a good one.
I don't remember that one too tough.
No, not really.
What about you,
That was a good
Jordan?
one.
Yeah, I think for me it's between Cheetah Girls 2 or High School Musical 2. Those are definitely my favourites.
Yeah.
For me, so hard because.
Oh, also, sorry, shout out the twins as well. Halloween, was it Halloween Town?
Oh,
Or no,
Oh,
Twitches.
Twitches.
There we
I was
go.
gonna say
Twitches. Yeah.
Twitches is fun. Twitches is one of them one. I mean, this is one of the later ones, but it just resonates with me. Lemonade Mouth.
I never watched that movie.
Lemonade Mouth. It's just one of those ones. I just liked it so much. I really.
I've never seen that.
never seen
Lemonade
that.
Mouth's a good one.
Is it a musical?
Yeah. Well, it's not. No, yeah. It's basically about these teens in like obviously high school, and they all bond about being in the detention center. So they all form a band together.
That's cute.
They all form a band together.
That's cute.
Like Lemonade Mouth is Lemonade, but I understand why you didn't watch it because it was like during like the latter era of that prime Disney era. So it was like one of the later ones. So I understand that one. But another one. This isn't my favorite, but I just have a very Camp. In terms of like the best sequel, in terms of it improved on the original so much. Camp Rock 2
100%.
is a million times better than Camp Rock 1.
100%. And low key, Camp Star deserved to win.
See, no, and the reason why Camp Rock
deserve to
2
win.
is so much better because Camp Star in
They
Camp
deserve to
Rock
win.
2, like when they introduced an entirely new camp, amazing.
I need to watch it, you know.
Oh
You really
my
do.
gosh, that song where they were battling against each
Yes,
other.
yes. Like it was like it was
amazing.
the music that I wanted to hear because I like Camp Rock 1 was cute.
It was alright. It was cute.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was serviceable,
It did what it needed to do.
but
Yeah,
Camp
but
Rock
Hasta La Vista, that was a tune.
Vista,
And the one where the girl was singing in the lunch hall. Oh, what's that song? The girl with the afro.
Oh,
I don't remember what the song was called. That was a good tune.
yeah.
I could just see her face.
Yeah. Camp Rock was okay. I feel like it filled a gap.
It did.
Do I ever rewatch it? No.
No.
No. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the main one. My favorite. When do we homecoming? War?
Oh my god.
Do you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
That one there.
Oh my gosh.
Brenda's song.
Brenda.
How did we forget that
Brenda's
movie?
Brenda's song is like we all recognize her for London Tipton, which is iconic.
But Wendy Wu.
Wendy, come on.
The thing is, I've rewatched that movie the other day, and I was like, this movie slaps.
Such a good film.
What?
Such a good
This
film.
was such a good movie.
Honestly, you asked me. I think Brenda Song, Raven Symone, Ashley Tisdale. To me, that's
That's
Disney.
the trio.
That's
The trio.
Disney. Actually, with Miley as well, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, Miley has to be in there. But yeah, because Brenda really made me believe that London Tipton was dumb.
Yeah.
she was so good. Like she was so funny in that.
And
show.
just the chemistry between her and Mr. Mosby was
Oh
incredible.
yeah.
Like,
that scene when like she's leaving.
Yeah.
And they're like saying goodbye.
So sad.
like every time like I see a car, I always think of like the scene where she's driving with Mr. Mosby and she calls the thing a
Prindle.
Prindle.
Would you like am or fum?
Boom. Nah, man, it's just again.
So good.
But yeah, before we get back into the nostalgia, because that's what we're here for. Tell us a bit about your TikTok journey, because I discovered your page, and I immediately noticed that like you had an affinity for like pop culture stuff, especially stuff like from like our teens and our childhood. So like, what inspired you to like go on TikTok or even social media and just post that stuff? Because we talk about it amongst in our friendship groups, but it's not something that we see content creators make content about. So like, what inspired you to do that?
Yeah, for sure. So I was on TikTok I've been on TikTok for about a year. And like before I was making pop culture content, I was just kind of doing like just chatting shit basically. So I gained a following through that.
As you do.
As you do. As I should. And like, so yeah, I gained a bit of a following from that. But then I feel like, as we were kind of saying earlier, like you kind of like keeping on top of like posting so much a day and like making sure you're keeping up with your community, like it's hard, especially when you've not really got like one thing to talk about. And I was like, okay, like what can I like talk about all day? Like what do I love talking about? And for me, like pop culture, like, music, like fashion, like broadly, like I love that. And I just thought, like, who's talking about Disney? Like as you said, like who is talking about the stuff that we watched as teenagers and like really delving into that and like living that nostalgia. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's not, you know, there's a lot to think about there. Because as you said, they served. That was a whole era that like is kind of untapped in terms of like discussions. And I feel like, yeah, I wanted to create that platform, and I knew other people like talking about that because that was such a huge portion of our childhoods.
What was the video where you saw like, okay, cool, like, wow, people are actually engaging with this, and I'm like, cool. people actually engage with my content, and there's a community of people that would love to see this on a consistent basis. Was there a particular moment, or was it just as your page grew, they grew? But
Do you know what it was? I literally out of the blue, so I kind of went from just posting like me talking shit about my day, whatever, and then literally one day I was like, oh, I can't remember what inspired it. I think I was watching like YouTube because I'm quite big on like pop culture YouTube, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Like, let me make a video about. I think Miley Cyrus was the first one, and I made this like, these 2-part series, just like deep diving into kind of her career and her journey, and like it just blew, like kind of instantly went viral. And it ended up going into like a 5-part series. And I was like, okay, like this is fun. I was just really enjoying it. So I was like, okay, let me do one about Demi. Let me do one about, I think I did one next about Raven. And just like the
that's
response.
the one I discovered you on the Raven.
Okay, yeah. I think it was pretty instant.
Yeah,
how
I saw
much
that on
people were
my
enjoying
For You
it.
page.
Yeah, I feel like people, as you said, I feel like people like talking about that because it's such a nice, nostalgic time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like untapped, and like the fact that people immediately like it just blew. I think it's still like the Miley Cyrus one is still one of my most viewed videos. Like, I was like, okay, like there's like a niche to talk about this. People want to hear this. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and it's just fun. I really like making those videos.
There was a video earlier. It was a video earlier you made. You were just talking to people about what outfits they were wearing, right? And I don't know why that. One thing one girl said unlocked a very like specific memory for me. And it's a memory that I'm kind of shy about because I'm a boy, but like I love it. I love it. She said her outfit was inspired by Brat's Rock Angels.
Don't even get me started about brats.
I can't. No. I'll hold my hand up. I don't care.
Icons.
I loved Bratz.
Bro,
Like I no. Like
Icons.
no. You
They
see
were
that Rock
icons.
Angel soundtrack?
Oh my god.
no one talks about that either.
Bratz, especially the song "So Good." That is a bagger, an
Listen.
absolute bagger. I
You
can't give
actually
a
unlocked
fuck.
a memory. Damn.
You're
What?
taking me back.
Damn. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like Bratz. Like I know I wasn't the intended target audience, but I was just like, I don't care. Like this is lit.
They had a whole universe. Do you know what I mean? There was so like they had Rock Angel, they had like the Snow one. They had like
Yeah, the TV show.
yeah.
Oh my
they had so many
gosh.
different films. Like they were giving. Like
And
they just
literally,
talked
it was
about
every
content.
time Christmas come around, she's like, don't buy me a Barbie, buy me the Brat.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
For the
show,
baddest babes.
everybody-
Yeah.
What do you mean? The baddest babes.
Now even like
Oh.
on CITV when the show used to come on and then you see the theme song everybody in it, I was like, nah, this is top tier content.
It really
It's
was.
top tier content.
It
Like
really,
it's
really was.
It is.
it's crazy. But yeah, like when I just saw that video, because I was going through your page, you know how you go on TikTok, you go on someone's page, you go for a rabbit hole.
Hours.
Yeah.
I was like, that, like, all your content unlocked to memory, but that right there, I was like, yeah, that's a specific part of my brain that hasn't, and it's always like, with content like yours, it's always like, cool, you'll go on your page, and then you'll be like, I haven't thought about that movie in time, I haven't thought about that series in time, and then, like, you just reimagine, you can almost picture yourself, like, as a teen or as a kid, sitting down and being just obsessed with this content.
Yeah, for real. I feel like that's why like I love the community that I've built and why people respond so well. Because I feel like it is one of them things like you're scrolling through TikTok, whatever, and then all of a sudden some girl comes up like talking about something you haven't thought about in years. Like the amount of comments I get that people are like, oh my god, like you've unlocked a memory. Like I feel so nostalgic. I'm like, that's so nice because it's such a nice feeling to like be transported back to when you were a teenager or a kid. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm gonna engage in some tribalism right now. Were you a Disney or Nickelodeon kid?
Disney, easy.
I think I was a Nickelodeon
Really?
because Disney had, in terms of en masse, like I watched Disney more, but in terms of like my favorites, Nickelodeon. Like my favorites were Drake and Josh,
To be fair.
Keenan and Kel.
Girl.
I was a really big fan of True Jackson VP.
Oh my gosh, that was my show. Kiki was my girl.
iCarly and the Victorious.
iCarly.
Like those were my 5. Now obviously Disney definitely have like shows that can rival those. But for me it was like Hannah Montana.
For me, I think Nickelodeon came later on though, because Disney was like earlier,
Yes.
like
Of course.
let's say like 10 to 13 maybe, but like Nickelodeon for me really like obviously I was not too young, but Drake and Josh was like coming on as like reruns and stuff.
Yeah.
But like iCarly, Victorious, like that was like when I was like end of secondary school. That was like the show.
Because I feel like what iCarly and Victorious did compared to like what the Disney stuff did, like iCarly and Victorious for me as a teen really captured what it was like to be a teen. And I feel like
It's true, actually.
yeah, just even with the dating stuff and just like the social dynamics, I feel like they tackled on stuff that I feel like Disney shows were a bit scared to.
Yeah.
Like, were a bit scared to do. So I think growing up, like, cool, like, Sweet Life on Deck is quite safe. I love that show. You can show that to anyone. Like, I remember there were scenes in like Victorious where I was watching it with my mum. My mum was like, show like, because they're really making out, or they're really going at it, and it's like,
Yeah.
so I feel like with the teen market, I felt like Nickelodeon had that on lock.
On lock, yeah.
That's actually true, because if you do compare, Drake and Josh to Sweet Life,
Yeah.
that's actually like so different.
Yeah, they're very different shows.
Yeah, that's actually true.
And I felt like it was just a lot more relatable, especially at that age. I felt like with Disney Channel shows, like Disney Channel killed my child. Like in terms of my childhood, like they were there, especially with the cartoons. I can list them like Proud Family, Kim Possible, Fillmore, Recess. The list goes on in terms of my childhood, and then obviously introduced me to live action stuff with like Drake and not Drake and Josh, Sweet Life, Hannah Montana, Wizards. Like they were still there, but once I hit the age of like maybe like 15, I just felt myself like,
that's when it was Nickelodeon.
Like
that's
they're putting on. They're putting on stuff like I can relate to it. It's interesting. It was interesting to see the divide between like Disney and Nickelodeon, because their shows were complete. Even their animations were completely different.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I was the other way around. Like I started with Nickelodeon because I didn't have Disney for ages, and then when I got into Disney, I was like, okay, like this is me, because I loved Drake and Josh. I loved Keenan and Kel. And you know what? I feel like I stopped watching when it was like Victorious, iCarly, because I do like the shows, but I think the humor. Do you know what it is? I feel like Nickelodeon has a very specific kind of humor that's very like gunge and like feet and like that kind of like that wasn't really for me.
That is very Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider. Let's be real. Let's be real.
It's Dan Schneider.
Yeah. And I feel like
and he's
now,
a bit of a creep as well.
This is the thing. I just go back and rewatch
yes,
it.
because when you look at stuff in context, especially with stuff like with Jeanette McCurdy and you look at especially the feet obsession, it's like
it's weird. Like I couldn't rewatch it without just being.
It's like, do you know what it is? It's good that you bring that up, because as much as I say like like Nickelodeon was more like akin to like my tastes and just what I was going through as a teen, it's like seeing a grown ass man direct these kids to do some of these things is like
yeah. That's why when it came out later that he was like doing some creepy shit, and it's just like I mean, I'm not really
I could see the roots.
Yeah.
Because I guess for me as well, I'm obsessed with teen dramas, so like I'm a huge like 90210 stan.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So
talking of teen dramas, have you seen? There's this new show on Netflix called One of Us Are Lying. Oh my gosh, that show is good. Basically, similar to like Lemonade Mouth, it's like all of them meet in detention, but then one of the kids, he does this like tell-all kind of like online thing where it's exposing people's secrets, and then in the middle of the detention, he dies of like a peanut allergy or whatever, and then they find out that someone put like peanut oil in his drink because he had like a cup of water before, and then he started choking, then he like died. And then it's like the four of them who else were in there, they're trying to figure out who killed him. It is so good.
It's giving like Pretty Little Liars.
It's so good. It's so good on Netflix.
Is it like
it's really
30
good.
Reasons Why?
I've never seen that show, so I don't know.
I don't like that
but yeah,
show, so
it's really good.
That show is mad.
No, but it's like all of them have secrets, and the guy that died, he was going to expose them. So seeing like which one of them could have killed him. Yeah, it's good. It's
I feel like
really
the teen
good.
drama genre is still there with stuff like Sex Education, but
I love that show.
I feel like I want it back, because like I remember back in the 2000s and the 2010s, like there were so many shows.
There were.
It was like 90210, The OC. There was one other one. Shit. I can't remember, but there was just so many of them. And I felt like Nickelodeon was like my gateway drug into that.
Yeah.
Because it went from that into...
Yeah, it was literally straight after that I started watching 90210, and I was like, okay, yeah.
I love... Like, 90210 is...
It's
like,
one of my favourite shows, I can't even lie.
But it's so... Not problematic, but it's like...
No, but when you watch it back as an adult, you're like, oh...
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's like...
It's interesting. And I don't know, I always found it weird how these grown people are playing teenagers. I don't know. Maybe it was it just never sat right with me.
I mean, I haven't watched Euphoria, but
Low-key.
people still have the same criticism about Euphoria.
Yeah, I've just never found it, because obviously they'll do scenes where like they're having sex or they're drinking or whatever, and it's just like, I get it, but like, just get a real 16-year-old, because it's like these, because you're trying to say like, especially some of the men, it's like these are grown people and you're trying to tell me that this is a 16.
At the same time as well, directing the 16-year-old to do some 90210 or Euphoria type scenes.
I was going to say, because I was actually going to make a video on it, because I've seen people saying that. And I'm like, I do get it. And I feel like it's a hard balance to strike. But like, I feel like you compare like Skins. Did you watch Skins?
Yeah.
I never watched it. No.
So I feel like you compare that, because that was all like teenagers like playing these, like doing the Euphoria
Skins
type
was
shit.
madness.
But like there was mad
Iconic.
shit. But there was mad shit going on behind the scenes. Like Michelle from Skins like has a podcast, and she was talking to
I wanted you. We have the background information. Talk to me.
This is exclusive as well. I actually got this video like prepped, so this is like
exclusive. Where is exclusive?
But she has a whole podcast, and she like had on some of her castmates, like Liv from season like The Last Generation, Frankie from The Last Generation, Jal as well, like a few of the cast, and they were all just saying like, actually looking back, like she was saying she has a lot of trauma from that, like from having to like get naked and like these men like just telling her, yeah, go and do that, like have sex for like the 10th time this day on camera. Like when you really think about it, I feel like it is a hard balance to strike, because it's kind of like,
I hear you.
Why are these adults playing these teenagers just so they can go and do these things? But then there was no intimacy.
Do you? I don't know. I've always thought, are teenagers in real life actually doing this shit? Do you? I don't know, because I feel like sometimes yes, but sometimes it's like, okay, that's a bit much.
I feel like
just a little bit.
I feel like with these type of shows, I feel like I look at it from the lens of they're not focusing on the normal, they're focusing on the extreme. Because the extremes is what's going to bring entertainment. And I feel like in my personal experience, like in school, there were like, for example, there were like teenagers that were sexually advanced at a pretty young age. And they were experimenting with stuff like alcohol, drugs from a young age. That wasn't representative of the majority. And I feel like sometimes these shows do have a responsibility to like specify that this is like not a select group.
Yeah, because I feel like every teen drama, they're all having sex, they're all doing drugs, they're all just, it's like it's like that's the thing that they want to show, and it's like I get it, but
also as well, I feel like it's the reason why these shows can get away, well, not get away with it, but it's acceptable is because it's not like it's not 90210 is a bit different example. It's not like Euphoria is targeted to teens. It's targeted to adults. Reminiscing on their teenage life. So I feel like that's and I feel like as well, like I saw you addressed a conversation about nudity and stuff like that in Euphoria, and I haven't seen the show, but
are they like full?
Do you feel like that has like nudity when it comes to depicting teenage characters is a problem? Or do you feel like it's just it's a case-by-case basis based on the story?
The thing is, I think it's an interesting conversation, and I feel like there's no right answer, to be honest, because I feel like it is about the way you do it, as you said, who it's targeted at, because I feel like people do forget, like you can have a show about teens that isn't made for teens. You know what I mean? I feel like to me, Euphoria is not for teens. Yeah, obviously it's going to get sold that way because it's got teenagers in it, and like whether that was his intention or not, obviously teenagers are going to be like the biggest audience for that. But I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like you can't hide from the fact that teenagers do have underage sex, teenagers do have sex, do like take drugs, they do all of these things. Yeah, it's not the majority, but they do. I think it's more, if that is like what you're relying on as like a central focus, and like if you watch Euphoria, like you'll see like it's this one girl, like Cassie, like I have no problem with nudity. I actually quite like it as a device in TV. I think it's really interesting. But like constantly, every other scene, like boobs are out, boobs are out, like full frontal.
And I feel like recently, if the past, I don't know, maybe like 5 or so years, it's like I feel like nudity is become less of a thing now. It's like everyone just has their boobs out all the time.
This is the
thing. I'm just like, okay, I get it, but just
as a device, I'm like, yeah, you don't need to. What I feel like, it just comes across like you're just doing this to sell the show.
100%. I feel like they're just doing it so much more. I feel like, I don't know, TV's just become a lot more explicit now for no reason. It's like certain shows, it's like you don't need to be swearing every other word, but for whatever reason, just always swearing, or there's boobs, or just everyone doing drugs or whatever. It's just like, I understand that that's like pushing the boundary and that's what's gonna make people watch, but at the same time, it's just, I don't feel like every single show you need to have nudity and all of this stuff. I don't feel like it's necessary all the time.
Yeah, I
feel like they're pushing it now.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I feel like I also saw a tweet that was like kind of what you were saying earlier, like there's not, because the era of Disney is dead. Like kids kind of go from watching like
Yeah. There's no
And
gateway.
there's no way to regulate
no
it.
gateway.
There's
It's
no
literally
bridge.
like
It's straight into Euphoria, and I feel like Euphoria probably wouldn't be been as heavily criticized were it not. Do you know what I mean? It would have been clearer that it was for adults
because
there
the
wouldn't have been
audience
so much
because
else.
the audience is like completely mixed. It's like literally, you have teenagers and then
Grown people.
watching the show, and there's not that bridge, there's not that palate cleanser of even with Disney shows. There's not that palate cleanser of A Sweet Life on Deck. Even though the content's a bit more tame, you're seeing characters your age.
Yeah.
Where versus cool, you're seeing characters that look your age
But
on
they're
a show
not.
like Euphoria, but then the content isn't made for you to digest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but then it even goes, but then I say all of that, but then I was watching Skins and Misfits as a teen.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching them from young.
Yeah,
Like,
I watched
young.
Misfits from young.
So it's like, I don't know. Is it a case?
But those kind of shows were one of a kind. They were not like the norm.
And plus-
they were the first.
Because now shows like Euphoria, they're normal.
And plus,
Not like as far as Euphoria goes.
and plus,
but those
as a
kinda-
teen, I knew I was watching some badness when they came to Skins because one,
Yeah.
the time it aired.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it aired
yeah.
out-
Yeah,
it-
that's
it-
true.
Because
That's true. That's true.
because of the time it aired, and already I had a reference point. I was like, this is not Victoria's the slightest. Like these men are sweating.
boy.
Like this is okay. Like I knew the distinction.
This is not high school.
Like I knew the distinction to where like cool, I can watch Victoria's in front of my mum. I ain't damn well putting Skins in front of the family. And there's that mental distinction because there's that comparison point.
Yeah.
And I feel like with a lot of shows today, there's no comparison point.
No, I feel like not every single, but just a lot of shows they're trying to push the boundary. There's nothing that's kind of safe anymore. I don't know.
And also, as well, we spoke about this earlier, there's no bridge of channels. Everything's on streaming
Yeah.
platforms.
Yeah.
So, like on channels, for example, even like the difference between stuff that's on, even something like E4, Big Bang Theory is tame, but Big Bang Theory is not made for kids.
no.
Yeah.
It's because it's on E4. Okay, cool. This ain't risque content per se, but it's not made for me.
For children, yeah.
So the fact that even the notion of just cool, I'm flipping a channel. I'm acknowledging in my brain that this is a change. But I can go on Disney Plus, and there might be sections, but I can go on Disney Plus and watch something tame, and then
They've even got a new show about Pamela Anderson and Tommy, whatever his name.
Is that on Disney Plus?
On Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So I feel
About their sex tape.
So I feel like there's no distinction because even on Netflix before Disney Plus, even on Netflix, you can watch even something like we go to like animated cartoons, like obviously you got stuff like Family Guy. I mean stuff like Big Mouth and other shows and BoJack Horseman which are great. But like if I was like let's say 13, 14 and I go and watch an animated series on Netflix,
Fam, when
I
told
go
you,
and-
me
I go
trying
and-
to regulate my little brother. Even
I
over there,
will
I
go- I
caught
will-
him watching Top Boy, and I was like, "Turn it off, turn it off. You're not watching it."
I will go and watch like a light-hearted animation and then boom, right next to it. Not right next to it, but it'll be like a couple scrolls up. I'll see Big Mouth. And if I was like if I was like what, 14, I'm like, oh the monsters, cool. Dick jokes.
They're hormone monsters.
That shows that I'm surprised.
I
how much
like that show.
I love that show.
can't
I'm
even
surprised how much
lie.
it gets away with.
It's good.
I'm not gonna lie, I think that show's a bit tapped. I tried to watch it.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like, this
It's-
is weird.
Look, it's tapped in the
It
sense
is.
here where I'm like, that show can only work as animation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only as animation, because I'm deep and I was like, sometimes I have to realize that whoa, these are like these are like pre-teens. These are
I reckon it's got about 5-7 years before people are like cancelling it. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't
I
be
hear
watching
that.
the show.
I
It's
hear
about
that.
children. Like if you
I
have an issue
hear
with Euphoria,
that.
then really,
Yeah,
like, that's literally.
I think
about,
because it's animation.
because
they
animation
kind
and
of-
because
If it was real
gets
kids, then
out
yeah.
there, and because it gets out there, and because it's like the animation and even the hormone monsters, there's like an element of like fantasy to it.
Yeah.
It can get away with it. But yeah, some of the stuff, like I remember there's an episode where like it was depicting like one of the main female characters, I can't remember her name, not the black one, but the
The one with braces.
no, the one with the female, the one with the hormone monster that talks like this.
Okay.
Yeah. It was depicting her like discovering like her vagina. And I was like,
Oh, I remember that episode.
I was watching it thinking, I was watching it thinking at home, I was like, should I be watching it? Because, okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a little girl. this is female masturbation. Like, what am I doing? But it was like, okay, because it's framed in the context of animation and the scene is goofy, it's like, cool, I can suspend my disbelief. But if we were to translate this into live action, it wouldn't even get past the studio. It wouldn't even get past the studio. So I feel like, yeah, like just TV boundaries are outrageous.
That's true, you know. That is really interesting.
It's crazy what we can get away with.
Yeah.
100%.
It's wild. It's wild. But what, like, speaking of contemporary television, like, what's like a show that today, like, you are watching and you're like, yo, has got me fully like just immersed. Like,
do you know what I've been watching? This Is Us on Amazon.
My mum loves that show.
I need to get on.
Is it good?
It's good. It's sad though. It's sad. Like, it's one of those ones where it's kind of like it follows these like different people that have the same birthday and just like follows them throughout their lives, but like it goes back in time to like show them as kids and like in the future just like show them as old people. It's just really good, but just really like heartbreaking.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the last season now.
Yeah.
But you, Ash?
I mean, Snowfall's come back, and I'm enjoying that.
I'm enjoying Snowfall, but I'm
enjoying it.
I need to catch up with a few episodes. But Snowfall's always been good.
Yeah, it's always been great, but I am enjoying that.
Do you know what it is about Snowfall? And this isn't a criticism of Snowfall, more of like the genre.
Of drug
oversaturated. For me,
my day.
The genre is oversaturated.
Absolutely.
To the point where it's like, it's not necessarily, and none of these narratives are quote unquote bad.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's done.
It's the same, like, I could, like, even if this is good, it's like, there's you, there's Power, there's Top Boy,
100%.
There's BMF.
Yeah. I mean, they all do come from a different perspective, but yeah, there's a lot of shows about
the genre as a, and maybe and then
Narcos.
Because I've seen the counter argument.
Not Narcos. What's the other one?
Which one?
The one about Pablo Escobar.
That's
Narcos.
Yeah,
okay,
Narcos.
Yeah.
But Narcos comes every once in a while. But but I'm trying to think here. Is it a thing of, okay, am I only saying this because they're black narratives? Because I don't complain about it.
But I feel like you've got a point though, because it is kind of like, why are these the bigger shows? Like, why? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is why, like, I do like Top Boy, but this is why I've not rushed to watch it. More because I'm just kind of like, I'm just so sick of watching like drug this and gun this and like.
Yeah, I hear it.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, especially because this season wasn't anything to shout about. No shade. Like, it was good, but it wasn't. The previous season was like a 9 out of 10. This season was probably like a 7.
No, we're gonna get into like a Top Boy review like once everyone's watched it. But like, I've got a lot to say about the show. But for me, it's just like, I've spoken about this before when it comes to like media, especially black media. There's like, nothing is bad in isolation, but when you put things together, it's like, again, we were talking about diversity. But I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say this. Like, I want diversity of narratives, not just diversity in terms of like, I always say this because I've been craving this, and I thought I almost had this with Dear White People until I realized until the show wasn't that good.
No.
And that last season was an absolute travesty.
I didn't even get to last season. I got to season 2.
Yeah. It was a travesty.
And I was like,
they made it into a musical. It was a travesty.
Because I wanted it to be. I had such high hopes.
But the thing is, it was. I personally really liked it up until season 3, and then this last season, they just, I don't know.
Because, like I said, I'm a teen drama fanatic. I love that shit. That is my shit. And especially now that, you know, you get stuff like in universities, college, just to see the dynamic. Of course, there's always gonna be a racial component to it, and that makes sense because they're black in an all-white school. Fair enough. But it felt like I was being lectured.
Yeah.
And it's like, when your firstly, your target audience is black people, because no white person's gonna watch a show called Dear White People. And it's like you're lecturing your audience, and the narratives aren't even that good.
Yeah.
And then the main character, the main protagonist, I can onto her for a multitude.
For so much.
Well, it just
even the concept of her chatting about white people when you're dating a white man. Yeah. I was just like, sis, obviously you love who you love, but
no, and I understand and I understand like conceptually why they chose to do that, but it's just it's like, can I just have a teen drama about like teens being teens?
Watch One of Us Is Lying.
Yeah,
it's good.
I just want nonsensical problems. Yes, I want to know why Jerome doesn't like Shelly. Yeah. Like yes. Like, I want a Ross and Rachel situation that spans out for years.
Talking of Ross and Rachel, I've been watching Living Single recently. Some TV show, some website called Couch Tuner. Yeah. But literally, when you deep it, they really copied the show for Friends. Like,
I read about that.
Like, dead ass. When you watch it, it's like there's two guys that live upstairs, the three girls live together, and then there's a friend that lives. It's basically Friends.
I hear you. Look, I've not watched Living Single, so I won't talk about it. But like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like sometimes like when people take shots at Friends, I'm like, I feel it in my chest.
Really?
Because I love
Friends.
Friends.
It has nothing to do with the show. It's the creators.
No.
It's like we can see.
Yeah, no, of course.
We are not Ray Charles. We can see.
Like, I adore Friends. That's probably my top 5 or top 3.
Really?
Like, in terms of sitcoms, like
Really?
it goes My Wife and Kids number 1, like bar none. Everybody Hates Chris.
Okay.
Oh my God, what's the name? Dwayne and
Different World.
A Different World.
That's number 1 for me.
And then
Friends.
Friends is like
Interesting.
peak.
It's Friends.
It's just peak.
Friends is background noise for me. I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
I adore it.
I do like it.
It's alright.
But I feel like it's one of them where like everyone just bangs on about it being the best show ever, and that just kind of it kills the hype.
I feel that way about How I Met Your Mother.
That show was
That feels
I
packed.
know.
that show was not good. It was good for like a couple. It's good to binge, but like the actual quality of the show very quickly declined.
Like
And that
all
ended.
those white multiple ensemble cast shows. I never really.
A lot of them, but the only ones that I'd say I resonated with, I didn't resonate with My Theory. I liked My Theory in isolation. But I didn't resonate with that one. Yeah, it probably was just Friends.
To be fair, Friends is iconic for a reason. I do get it, and I do like it. There are people that are obsessed with it.
Yes.
And that's what I'm like.
The stands. I feel like the stands of the Friends community that go on about it. But yeah, I totally get it. But yeah, A Different World, because I watched that in
one of my favourite
uni.
shows of all time.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what it's about Different World? I'd say this. If you were going to watch it, I feel like it'd be up your alley.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be up your alley. The first season, it's rough.
It's okay.
It's okay. No, because basically, A Different World was a spin-off of The Cosby Show.
Oh,
So the first season is with Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet.
Okay.
But then she
leaves
the show because she was going through pregnancy at the time. And then they focus on, the side characters that they built up in season 1.
Yeah.
Once that change happens, the show picks up dramatically.
Literally, from season 2 when they bring in like maybe 3 or 4 new characters,
the show picks up, and it's just. And I feel like that is the quintessential, like, black college/university.
Absolutely, it's the best one.
It's the one. Like obviously.
And like even what's her name? Jada Pinkett's in like the last 2 seasons.
I haven't gotten to the Jada Pinkett seasons yet.
Oh yeah.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Cause I'm still currently watching it, but I'm so attached to Dwayne and
no, he's
Whitney.
still there. They're
there?
both still there. Yeah, they're there for the whole show.
They're there.
Even in the last episode.
But are they there prominently?
A whole thing.
Okay.
It shows them after they get married, them living together, being broke, like.
And see, this is what I need from shows. This is what a lot of shows lack.
Yeah.
Cool. And this, obviously, I'm not gonna get this from Disney because Disney but this is what I need. When the series ends, I need closure. Like
you get closure.
No, I need
I'm not gonna tell you why
closure. But I need
closure,
actual closure. I don't need they lived happily ever after. No, I need a season of because a show would probably end them two get married right into the sunset. No, I need at least one season of married life.
1 or 2. Literally, you get 1 or 2 seasons of them being married and being broke together. It's so cute.
Good.
Okay.
That's what I need.
Okay, not a teen drama, but did you watch
No. Oh, girl,
Watch
that show?
No, I can't lie. No, I watched the first season and I'm gonna watch it again, but I got triggered. I'm Team Lawrence. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I got triggered.
He's
on bum, but Esau was wrong.
Stick with it.
She was.
I'm gonna stick with it.
Stick with it.
I'm gonna stick with it.
What did you think of the last season though? Because I feel like most people that are big fans are kind of like,
I don't know. I felt like the last few episodes were very rushed.
Yeah.
The last episode
I was like, girl, why have you just put a whole season into one episode?
Oh my gosh!
I was literally watching it.
So
like, this is not real.
Okay, I don't want to ruin it, but I was just like, literally you rushed like 2 years in one episode. I was just like, wait, what is
it's a
happening?
time skip like that.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It's like
it's
it's
really
like
good.
it's not gonna ruin it, but it's like on the last episode, it's like
No, I know the ending. I know
there was like this person's birthday, then that person's birthday, and then that person's birthday. So
that
like
person's wedding.
that person's wedding, and then it's just
this
like
person dies. It's like why?
Whoa.
No, one thing I say I
It was
appreciate
so
about
much.
Insecure is that I need more narratives like that. In terms of where
it is a great show.
But the second to last season, that's probably one of the best seasons they ever had.
Yeah.
100%. Oh my gosh, it was so
like
good.
I just like narratives. Obviously, that they're unapologetically black, but the narrative isn't about them being black. It's just about
and
them.
speaking of Insecure, did you watch Harlem?
No, I didn't actually. I still need to watch that.
It's good.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say too much, but it's good. It's not Insecure, but it's good.
Okay.
I personally, some people didn't particularly care for it. I liked it.
I've heard mixed things.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on my list.
I particularly liked it. I thought it was good.
I know. I'd say another show. Atlanta's pretty good.
I've never watched that
I've
show.
watched
Everyone
episodes.
raves about it.
Yeah.
Look, Atlanta is very much one of those shows, where people, I feel like people miscategorize it when they talk about like great show, they put Insecure and Atlanta in the same bracket, and they're two completely different things. I feel like you need to go. Atlanta's funny, but it's not. I wouldn't say go into it as a comedy. I would say watch it as kind of like this slice of life. Just random things just happen in the episode, and it's like with Atlanta, it's the chaos that's the beauty. Like things are just so random. Like you'll see. Remember, there's an episode where it's set in a universe where Justin Bieber's black.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like it's one of those weird ones, and there's like an episode where like Michael Jackson's like a serial killer, and it's just like it's just like even though it's grounded, like there's elements of randomness to it, where it's like this is different. Like,
Interesting.
Cool.
Alright.
Yeah, I feel like if you go to Atlanta, because I feel like when people categorize it as a comedy, you're expecting your typical slapstick humor, even with black comedy, you're expecting that Marathon Kids or Everybody Hates Chris or Fresh Prince. I still need to watch better. But
it's good.
Yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
It's so good.
But once you go to Atlanta, where it's like it's kind of whack, it's kind of a hybrid of a lot of different things. It can be dramatic at one point, it can be serious at one point. I feel like it's not for everyone, but it will be a much more enjoyable experience.
That's interesting because I've watched a couple of episodes, but I went into it like being told it was a comedy, and I do remember being a bit like,
It's a bit humor's very dry, like it's very deadpan.
Okay.
But it's very like it's very deadpan. So, but if you go into it just embracing that the chaos is kind of entertaining.
I like chaos. That's fine.
But yeah, like this has been a dope episode. Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is no. Like I will say again, we will have you back here again. Absolutely. No, do you know what we're gonna do? She's gonna be back because when we did a series last week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Rare Madness.
Oh yeah, she needs to.
Okay.
This series called Rare Madness. We did the Disney.
Yes.
No,
yes.
we're going to do that with Disney Channel films, and you are going to be back.
Okay. Yeah.
150 million%.
Come on.
Jordan will be back for Rare Madness Disney.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
But before we go, is there anything you want to plug? Just shout yourself out.
Follow me on my socials at Jordan Mary Adele on everything. YouTube, all podcasts coming soon. Watch that. Yeah, follow me. Run up.
Madame Ashley.
Yeah, just the usual Instagram Ashley.Renee _ and then Twitter AshleyXRenee. Yeah.
Dope. Yo, it's your boy NK. You can follow me on Twitter NK Preach, Instagram NK Grams. I barely upload anything. Follow if you're into wrestling. Follow the man them at Restings Podcast, Rest Things. And if you're into anime content, follow me on TikTok at NK Preach. But yeah, it's been a dope episode of the Rare Podcast. Big up Jordan for coming through. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Y'all niggas got me hot.